All right, today we're digging into a platform that's making a ton of noise in the creator community, Beehiiv. The big question is this just another email tool, or is it actually the all-in-one solution that could totally change the game for how newsletters get built and, more importantly, how they make money? Let's get into it.
So, to really get the hype, you have to start right here with this quote. It's from Omid G, the founder of Marketer Milk. He said when he first found Beehiiv, he literally started tearing up. I mean, come on, that is a wild reaction to a piece of software.
And you gotta ask, right? What on earth is going on inside a newsletter platform that would make a grown man emotional? Well, the answer gets to the very heart of a struggle that, let's be honest, pretty much every creator out there knows all too well.
See, that emotion, it wasn't about a slick design or some fancy new button. It came from solving a massive, deeply frustrating problem. We're going to call it the creator's dilemma.
For months, Omid had been doing the creator shuffle. You know the one. He tried MailChimp, he tried Substack, but nothing felt like it was truly built for creators. He was stuck trying to duct tape all these different tools together. One for writing, another for referrals, yet another for making money. It's this complicated, expensive web that so many of us get tangled in.
And that is the exact problem Beehiiv was built to solve. But here's the kicker. It wasn't built by some random tech company. It was designed by people who didn't just understand the dilemma. They'd already beaten it at an insane scale.
This right here is Beehiiv's secret sauce. It's credibility. It was founded by some of the early employees from Morning Brew. Just think about that for a second. These are the folks who built the actual systems that helped scale a single newsletter to over 4 million subscribers. They lived and breathed the creator's dilemma. And Beehiiv is basically the platform they wish they'd had from the start.
So what is it exactly? Well, to put it simply, Beehiiv's goal is to be that single, integrated, all-in-one platform that gets rid of all those scattered tools. It's meant to be one spot where you can handle your writing, your sending, your audience growth, your monetization, and your analytics. Think of it as the command center for your entire newsletter business.
But just jamming a bunch of tools together is only half the battle. Where Beehiiv really starts to shine is its built-in engine for growth and monetization. The two things every creator actually needs to turn a passion project into a real, sustainable business.
$25,000. Let that number sink in. That is how much Matt Navarra, who runs the super popular Geek Out newsletter, made from just one of Beehiiv's features. He literally calls it free money. It was just generated by recommending other newsletters to his readers through the platform's built-in system.
And it's not just about referrals. Check this out. The AI newsletter Cyber Corsairs pulled in $65,000 in just 7 months. And the craziest part? Most of that money didn't even come from their own sales. It came from sponsorships that they found directly through Beehiiv's ad network.
0%. Okay, this might be the most important one of all. It's the cut that Beehiiv takes from your paid subscription revenue. If you're coming from another platform, say one that takes a 10% slice of everything you make, moving to Beehiiv is like giving yourself an instant 10% raise.
So look, those big numbers aren't just flukes. They're the direct result of what we can call Beehiiv's 4-part money engine. It starts with your paid subscriptions, where you keep 100%. Then you can plug into their ad network to find sponsors. After that, you can use a feature called Boosts to literally get paid for recommending other newsletters. And finally, use recommendations to grow your own list for free. It's a whole ecosystem.
All right, so how does this whole integrated approach actually stack up against everyone else? Let's put Beehiiv head-to-head with two of the other big players in the space, Substack, the platform everyone knows, and Kit, which is more focused on e-commerce for creators.
When you lay them out side by side like this, the difference becomes pretty obvious. I mean, all three are decent for writing and basic growth, but the real gap, the big one, is in monetization. Substack is pretty much all in on paid subscriptions. Kit adds product sales to that. But Beehiiv comes out of the box loaded with multiple ways to make money, including those paid referrals and that powerful built-in ad network.
And we have to hammer this home because it's about real money in your bank account. On Substack, for every $100 you earn, they keep 10. On Beehiiv, you keep the entire 100. Over the course of a year, That difference could easily add up to thousands of dollars right back in your pocket.
Okay, so we've seen the emotional hype, we've seen the problem it solves, we've seen how it stacks up against the competition. Now for the most important question of all. Based on everything we've talked about, is Beehiiv actually the right platform for you?
Well, based on what users are saying, Beehiiv is a definite yes if this sounds like you. 1. You are serious about growing your list and you want powerful tools to do it. 2. You want more than one way to make money, not just subs. 3. You love the idea of your newsletter also being a blog for extra SEO juice. And 4. You're a bit of a data nerd and you want pro-level analytics to see what's working.
But let's be real, it's not for everybody. You might want to steer clear if you need a super flexible drag-and-drop editor for complex designs. Beehiiv's editor is more simple and content-focused. Also, if you just want to send a basic email once a month and price is your #1 absolute bottom-line concern, there are cheaper options. And finally, if your main business is selling physical products, a platform built for e-commerce like Kik or OmniSend is going to be a much better fit. Some folks also say the navigation can feel a little clunky when you're first getting started.
And really, this brings us all the way back to that central idea, the creator's dilemma. For years, we've been told we have to juggle a dozen different tools to succeed. Beehiiv is making a huge bet that real success comes from integration. So the final question is really for you. Could bundling your growth, your content, and your monetization into one powerful engine be the key to finally unlocking your creator business?